Today on Royally Us, why King Charles could be dragged into Prince Harry's court case. Plus, the Princess of Wales is finding peace in nature as Meghan Markle opens up about being a mom. And William is on his best behavior around Prince George as we detail Harry's visit to Ukraine. We've got that plus so much more in today's Royally Us. Hey everyone, and welcome to Royally Us. I'm Christina alongside our executive editor, Justin Ravitz. Hi, Justin.
Hi again, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm well, thank you.
Lots of royal news to get to this week.
As usual.
As usual. So let's kick it off with the Princess of Wales because she is finding peace in nature. She opened up all about this in a video that was shared by Kensington Palace. And this is all, of course, after her cancer battle. So take a look.
Not everyone has that same relationship, perhaps, with nature, but it is so therefore meaningful for me as a place to balance and find a sort of sense of peace and reconnection in what is otherwise a very busy world.
I love this. She does look so much at peace.
Yeah, I was telling you, took a couple days off. I too was forest bathing. That's like a whole practice. If you spend a few days out, a few hours out in nature, it really does wonders for your emotional, mental, and spiritual health. So I'm glad that she and I have that in common, that we like kind of hanging out in the forest. Also, it's still startling to me whenever I hear her speak.
Yep, right? I was thinking that too when I watched this video. I'm like, I feel like I haven't heard her speak like this in a while.
It's so rare. We're used to seeing like still, like just wordless videos or just like still photography, but when she talks, like, oh, that's what she sounds like.
Right.
Obviously a very posh, elegant, beautiful voice and accent. So I was really happy to see her in her element. Seems quite genuine and quite just at ease. So she's, she loves the great outdoors. She loves animals. She loves sort of being connected to nature. Seems legit to me.
It does seem legit. I love that we have the same reaction to that. That's so funny. All right. Well, on April 12th, Meghan Markle shared a sweet video featuring her hands and the hands of her two children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, as they tore into a small cake that turned out to be quite special. So as the Duchess of Sussex noted, the cake was a special gift that Papa brought back from Ukraine. So I love that she's sharing these little tidbits. And as we know that Harry met with victims of Russia's ongoing war on Ukraine on April 10th when he visited a clinic that offers rehabilitation services in the country. So it was nice that he made this visit. He said it was his first visit to Ukraine. It won't be his last, but it's nice that he brought back some tokens of his trip.
Yeah, so I remembered when I went to the Invictus Games and I got to speak to the Duke, Prince Harry, after a sitting volleyball tournament. Actually, he was sitting with members of that superhuman center from the Ukraine. So he was there with them. He was telling me about them. I was like, how are you doing today? He's like, well, I was just talking to people from this center in Ukraine who literally like help rebuild people's their bodies after sort of military trauma. So I remember, oh, it's them, it's those people. So obviously it's near and dear to his heart, the whole issue of wounded warriors, rehabilitation, and obviously one of the most war-torn regions in the world right now is Ukraine. That situation doesn't stop. So I was like, oh, I remember that. So he was sitting there with representatives from that center when I got to meet him.
Yeah, I wonder if that's how the whole trip maybe came together.
Probably, yeah. Maybe they're like, you got to come on over, and then he did.
Yeah, no, it's nice that he fulfilled this promise, and like he said, it's not going to be his last visit there.
Yeah, this is definitely something that is genuinely really special to him and meaningful.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, Harry has been very busy lately because, as we talked briefly last week, that he spent 2 days in London's Royal Courts of Justice for an appeal hearing regarding the decision to pull the couple's security back in February of 2020 when they decided to leave the UK. So he actually described the decision to the Telegraph as difficult to swallow and previously hinted that the issue was a factor in his rift with his father, King Charles, which we kind of figured that was maybe one of the factors as to why that they had this rift. He also told people as he was leaving the court on April 9th that he is exhausted and overwhelmed, and he added that this is his worst fears have been confirmed by the whole legal disclosure in this case, and that's really sad. It is really sad. I mean, he's been trying so hard to get this I believe he wants to bring his family home. That's why he's fighting so hard for this, and he's just not getting that protection and ease that he needs to return.
Right, and he alluded to the idea that he holds his father responsible because his father is, the British, well, not head of state, but he's head of the crown.
Yeah.
And you would think that his father would have some sway over whether they can provide funding for Harry and his wife and the king's grandchildren for safety in the UK. So that's why he is taking this so personally. That's sort of the idea behind this. So I get it. I don't know the particularities of the case, but I don't know if it's a legal technicality, whether King Charles is saying, my hands are tied, or whether he really could do something. But this is just yet another element in their estrangement.
Ongoing, rift, feud, however you want to call it. I mean, and
5 years on.
5 years, right? I know,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Well, let's talk a little bit more about this as we spill the royal tea, because King Charles can actually be dragged into this court case, as we were kind of alluding to. So royal author Sally Bedell Smith told People magazine, the legal battle puts Harry in with the people who are carrying out the king's orders. If his father was to say something even seemingly innocuous, it could end up landing in the middle of the court case. So I guess maybe that's why he's taking a step back. I don't want to be involved in this. It's been widely speculated that issues within the courtroom stem from Harry and Charles's estrangement, which we were just talking about. A source did tell People magazine that nothing has changed between the father and son, with the second insider stating that the relationship is distant. So I guess maybe that's why he's taking a step back. I don't want to be involved in this. It's been widely speculated that issues within the courtroom stem from Harry and Charles's estrangement, which we were just talking about. A source did tell People magazine that nothing has changed between the father and son, with the second insider stating that the relationship is distant. She also told People that most of the issues between Harry and Charles actually stem from the release of Spare. So I'm sure this just doesn't help.
Right, it doesn't help. I mean, they have such a long history now. Like they had a rough go during, right after he and Meghan got married. They didn't enjoy sort of public royal life. They had a lot of scrutiny. There's lots of sort of multiple sides saying what really happened. Then they left. Then Spare happened, and before that, the interview on CBS. So all of these sort of disclosures, so you could see how perhaps King Charles is upset by all of that sort of airing of dirty laundry, and on Harry's end, he doesn't feel protected. Doesn't feel like, doesn't feel like King Charles is prioritizing his family and his son. Is he choosing not to have a relationship with his grandchildren? So it's very complicated. It's almost like every single family feud, but amplified by 10.
Yeah, right.
100.
I mean, somebody hopefully one day will make the first move in extending this olive branch, and you would hope. I mean, life's too short, as they, as they have seen with their own mother, and you just want them to have this stable relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want peace and reconciliation, and I also want to see all the royal cousins together.
Right,
I want to see Archie and Lily playing with George and Louis and Charlotte.
It's the kids that really miss out on all of this too, because they're all around the same age. I mean, there would be a lot of, or maybe, Harry and Meghan's kids are a little bit younger, but it still, would be fun.
I don't know what I would do without my cousins.
Right,
Yeah.
Oh, sad day. All right. Well, Meghan and Harry are moving on and doing some big things. Of course, Meghan has her new podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder. And she said that she actually often finds herself yearning for her and Prince Harry's children, even when they're out of sight for just a moment. She said, I love being a mom. Oh my gosh, I love being a mom so much. It's my favorite thing. It is the thing where you're like, oh my gosh, I just need a break. I just need a minute. And then the second you step into the other room, you go, oh, let me just scroll through pictures of them endlessly on my phone. I do that as well. It's definitely a thing. She said, my husband's like, my love, can you just give yourself a minute? Why don't you go work out? Why don't you just go take a bath? I'm like, I know, I just want to cuddle. I just want to cuddle from them. I get it. They only want to cuddle with you for so many years, and then they don't want to cuddle with you anymore. So you have to hold on to those moments. But it's so funny. You go out for dinner with my husband, and we're like, oh, we won't talk about our kids, and then you end up just scrolling through your phone. So I totally get it. But she also opened up about suffering from a miscarriage, which she previously talked about in 2020. She said, I've spoken about the miscarriage, what we experienced. I think in some parallel way, when you have to learn to detach from the thing that you have so much promise and hope for, and to be able to be okay at a certain point, to let something go that you plan to love for a long time. I mean, that had to be an extremely difficult time in their lives, especially with all the public scrutiny they were having. I can't imagine.
Right. Yeah. I mean, miscarriages are stressful enough in private. If it's just, with the family, you can imagine if the entire magnifying glass of sort of the world media press is on you. But, not on a lighter note, but just in general, like it's so overwhelming how much access we have to Meghan at this point.
I
Not
know.
access, but
So true.
Insight. You know, for a long time, you know, we saw them out and about a little bit, but now between the podcast and the show, and as ever, and press opportunities, like we're just learning so much more about her and Harry and their family life and their journey together.
Sure.
So I'm really enjoying it. Really
I'm enjoying it
getting to
too.
know
I
them
wonder
more.
if the public view of her has softened now maybe a little bit too, because we are given a little bit more access. She seems a little bit more like a real person now than she has in the past.
And you know, you're a mom of young children, so it's like seems like you find her quite relatable.
Totally. I mean, I get it. Like, I totally get it. And it's nice that she's giving us these little tidbits, you know, the hands touching the cakes and things like that. It is sweet. And it's nice that she's trying to relate to people on another level. I know Harry's enjoying it. He told People magazine about her success. I'm so happy for my wife and fully support absolutely everything she's done and continues to do. I'm incredibly proud. So it definitely seems like they have each other's back, which is nice too.
Yeah, I love that.
I love it. All right. Well, let's wrap it up with our pint-sized palace, and Prince William and Prince George are taking the soccer games, or football, I'm sorry to say. They were in the stands at Villa Park on April 15th, cheering on Aston Villa at the second part of their Champions League quarterfinal against Paris Saint-Germain. So they actually attended the first match on April 9th, and Prince William told, onlookers and the press that he had to be on his best behavior around Prince George because they were out together. And it just seems like they have such a great time, that they always bond during these experiences. So it's nice to see.
Yeah, father-son bonding over sports.
Yeah.
Like, classic, universal thing.
Exactly.
I love it.
I love it. And it's always nice. I feel like we haven't gotten a Prince George sighting in a little bit, so this is nice.
Yeah, I know. He's the sassiest child of all so far. We'll see.
We'll see. We got a ways to go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, lots of great news this week. A lot of uplifting news, which is good. Which is always nice to see.
Yeah.
It's always nice to see you too, Justin.
Good to see you too.
Thank you so much. All right, everybody, keep commenting, keep subscribing, and Justin and I will see you next week.